Hey everyone, this is David and Cheryl and Sprite. She has come to join us again. Yay, Sprite.
So
Okay.
Cheryl, if you're the summit queen, let's make Sprite the summit princess. You want to be the?
Yeah, sure. But I don't think that's fair to the other princesses that are coming. So we can all be summit princesses together.
Is there another? How many other female instructors do you have?
Well, we have actually several, so we don't want to offend anyone here.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the last thing we want to do. So we'll just.
Well, yeah. I know. Sprite and I are excited to teach. In fact, Sprite did a one-on-one session for a couple a few minutes ago. Do you remember their name?
Yes, Fran.
Yes,
Smith,
in my group.
Yes.
Yeah, they said they knew you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
They said they knew
you.
So anyway, we did Sprite did, not we, but Sprite did a one-on-one session for them, and it was just fine tuning.
Yeah.
And they happened to be driving here to get a huge shipment from us.
I heard. She texted me yesterday to tell me about it.
Yeah, she was very excited.
So we were going to get them to stick around and be part of the little audience today, but I think they need to go ahead and head to the island or something. But they were delightful folks.
They are.
And that's always the case with your folks. The ones we met at where we were, Long
Beach. Yeah.
So we had a Cheryl entourage there, and
Yay!
It all worked out very well. So it was a great show. So thanks for all the folks that came to visit, see the new stuff. They did get a sneak peek on some new things thanks to this young lady here. So she rushed some new samples to us. They were on display.
Awesome.
And it really worked out well. Why are you smiling?
Yeah, that's
I'm just saying that was a rough day for me. Within 3 hours, can you decorate all this drinkware and overnight it's California? Sure.
Oh my gosh. Seriously?
Well, I didn't make
leave it to David.
All she had to do was decorate it and put in a box. I mean, don't we have your little sublimation printer and give you an easy bake oven?
Yeah, something like that.
We don't make it necessarily difficult for you to do.
Okay, well, I don't have Sprite on, so doggone it. Let me get her on here.
On what?
Okay, on mine. So just yeah.
So one thing,
the picture was too big. David was the whole picture.
One thing Sprite did is she always comes up with very exciting, innovative artwork, and I think that's the case today with the samples that we're about to show. Very impressed with the artwork, but I can always ask for more, right?
Yeah, you can.
Like full bleed. I want to see full bleed on here. Want to push those limits of sublimation.
And do ask.
We want to break the laws.
Push the limits
in physics.
Yes.
So we're getting communication from Stephen Hawkins from above. He's helping us with those laws of physics.
Okay.
And for the UFO enthusiasts that are going to the Area 51, event. I'm sure we've got some sublimators in that group, don't you think?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'll be there. Go on.
Okay, so we have a lot of hellos and just about gave up hope. Okay, but can hear and see everyone, but they couldn't. Yeah. So, they can now see. Hello, David and Cheryl. Hello from Canada. Yay. Love the tumblers. Gang's all here. Hi, Cheryl, David, Sprite. I have been to Area 51.
There you go.
Yeah, we have our Area 51 here at Condi, where we do the secret top top secret sublimation stuff
Would
in there.
Would that be my desk?
And we're working on cold sublimation. So doing sublimation without a heat source.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's going to work really well.
You're so funny. You're so funny.
So Bright wants to take just a few minutes and quickly, before we get started with your program, show us some of the new drinkware. But before we get started, just to again reiterate how big an opportunity that folks have to go to the Sublimation Summit. And so
Yes.
we'll be there, and so will a lot of other folks. So please sign up. If you're a Condi client, you might spy on our little website, right, Cheryl? There might be something buried somewhere on the website that might save them some money, but I guess they got to go look, right?
Yeah, it's true, and it does expire on the 31st. So they do need to hurry up and get in there and get.
So your Condi rep can provide you that Area 51 secret stuff to save you money, and plus it's somewhere on there. But very much, I'm quite serious. If people want to take their business to the next level, there's probably not a better opportunity than to cash in on the Sublimation Summit. It's
true.
right now I've been formulating our classes, and I'm going to work on mine a little bit this weekend. And so we're putting in a lot of effort. There'll be a number of companies that will be exhibiting there, and take advantage of this because I think it's definitely the event of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique opportunity, to say the least. But one of the things that I want to say is how generous the vendors have been. We have over $10,000 in giveaway prizes, not counting the bags, not counting. We have over $10,000. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So, I mean, there's going to be so much fun. I'm still working on a Friday night because, of course, we have to auction you off, David.
I don't know. And one thing I'll say is we talked about sublimation, but for folks that are just wanting to do cotton decorating, you're going to have an amazing array of people that will be showing white toner laser printers.
Yeah.
And so, I would say that absolutely, if there ever was a need for education, it's there. Sublimation, we take it for granted that it's easy, but there's certainly more effort in artwork preparation, using the RIPs, and just understanding the limitations and what paper to use with these white toner printers. So, if you're thinking about buying a DTG printer, then this is the event for you, because yes, DTG printers work. They're expensive. They're easy to kill, and I would much prefer to give you the advice of go out and buy a white toner laser printer.
Well, and we certainly can say this, that it's maintenance free. I mean, literally, you're not going to have to worry about jams. You're not going to have to. You could literally let it sit for 3 months, not print, and no issues with a white toner printer. What is that? Is that a new one? Is that a new convection oven?
Easy Bake Oven number 27.
Yes.
Is it seriously?
No, it's like the 4th one. I've got to get the oven that you've been using and try it.
But it's no taller than.
Oh yeah.
Than these.
Yeah, so it's not taller, but it's certainly consistent with time and temp for sure. So it's I really do love it, but it's like $259, so it's not. Yeah.
So this one is so I've been talking about it, and I've been saying, well, I don't recommend this one, or this isn't my go-to, but actually, no, after looking at a couple of other ones, this so far is the one I like the most. This is the Hamilton Beach Large Capacity Convection Oven. I'm going to show you the tallest mugs that we have will fit in here, and the heat stays really consistent. There's just, the handle gets really hot, and then the convection fan isn't as powerful as I'd like. But other than that, I mean, we've been using it. It was $75 at that big store, the big store. Walmart, there you go. And
Wally
$75. Yeah, and
by the way, where's your cup? You didn't bring it?
I left it at home. I mean, I left it here last night, so I didn't have it this morning to make my tea.
Okay. So this is the new drinkware we have.
One
of the new drinkware.
Trisha, it's Hamilton
Sprite
Beach.
made hers drink one, and so I surprised her a little bit, didn't I? Didn't I surprise you?
It was so funny. The expression on your face when you did it was hilarious.
So she had it on a table. It was full of her whatever she drinks, tea. And it, of course, was closed and has a locking mechanism here. And I took my hand and I threw it across the room. And she was just suddenly stunned that I did this. And I said, well, we're just doing product testing.
Yeah.
But
it was the look on his face, like he was just a kid. Like he looked at me and he made eye contact.
Well,
and then
I think you just made that same look.
Probably so. It was funny. But yeah, I love these. So they don't leak. They have a handle, which I love because I can carabiner it to my purse.
Right, right.
This is our TUM 213, TUM 214. Yeah.
So one is white, one is silver.
So getting some shipped hopefully today or tomorrow.
These are definitely available today. And
I'll be doing some live with them too.
This is a product for Sublishrink. This is a Sublishrink kind of product.
Which is great.
I guess when you do them, you need to remove the rubber thing. This you don't remember. You don't remove this one.
No. 215, 216. I'm sorry, I was wrong. 215, 216. So it comes with the rubber part in the box, and all these come boxed, which is really great. So they come with the boxes. There's nothing on the box, and then it'll have the little plastic piece on the bottom that you just stick on there, and that's to stop it from slamming down metal to wood. But this is just one style of the drinkware.
It does come without the rubber, and then you stick it on there,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, could I ask one of you to go post this in the group? I forgot to do that. Just asking somebody that's watching if they would do that for me. That would be great.
At any rate, the new drinkware line, and I'll tell you one of the issues we're struggling with. And the issue struggling with is we had a couple of names that for the drinkware line, so to speak, and we have not been able to reach a consensus. And so what we need is some tiebreakers. We need some new names for our, what do you call this? This is the large mug. We can't use the Y word. And so, and
it's a 30-ounce ringed bottom tumbler.
Our hex
bottom tumbler. Our tall, skinny tumbler, our latte tumbler, and our flask. That doesn't sell mugs. So
we need an exciting name. And for instance, one of our best-selling 11-ounce ceramic mugs is the Mako mug, and that's a strong, powerful name. So we just need, and what we would do is, if you come up with a name that we use, we'll give you $100 Condi credit. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
$100. So, Cheryl, find us a name. Get it out there.
Okay. So, and we're definitely giving something away today, guys. Just telling you. Okay. All right, let's roll.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press one. So this is the TUM 217. It's our tall, skinny water bottle. Once again, not a very good name. That is it. Yes.
This is a gorgeous product.
It is. my favorite part, the box, and then also it comes with the metal straw, which I just absolutely love. What did I buy the entire office for Christmas last year?
You brought
metal straws. So,
By the way, I went to California last week, and instead of plastic straws, they've switched to paper straws.
It's got a slide lid.
And now you've got a straw that will last forever, great for the dishwasher, you name it.
That's right. That's right. Because you cannot use plastic straws in California anymore ahead of the time, I think. Okay, so I've got this cute design, and I'm just gonna put it on this white tumbler.
Design.
I heard everybody liked it.
So the ladies, you know, which of course they're the folks spending all the money anyway, and us men are sort of retiring. I don't know what we are, but we're not making as many decisions, and I think the ladies are certainly the ladies run the crew around here, and do a great job, I might add.
Yep.
But at any rate, beautiful patterns, and I've shown my wife a few of them, and she just loves them.
I absolutely love these mugs. I'm so excited about these mugs. I've been excited about these mugs, and now we get to talk about them.
Yeah, Monica came into the show there, I guess it was on Saturday, and saw our new drinkware, and she says, you folks got your act together. This is exactly what people want to buy. And her comment was, what took you so long? And I'm saying, I'm sorry, dear. But we did our homework. We came out with great designs that I think you'll really love.
I do too. Okay, so this is how I'm doing it. So I'm taping it all the way up and down the seam, and then I'm using
is the camera
hey,
working?
There we go. Look at that. So I taped it all the way up and down the seam, and now I'm going to put it in a sheet of the SF79. So I'm just going to put it on there. I hit it with my heat gun. Okay, almost there. All right, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to put it in for 6 minutes at 360 degrees. But wait, there's more. First, I'm going to take out this bottom rack because I need the space.
So people could not see Sprite, just so you guys know.
I apologize. It was off to the edge of the camera, but basically she put the shrink wrap and then hit it with heat.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. All right. So yeah, I used the SF79, hit it with the heat gun, and then I'm just putting it in there for 360 degrees for 6 minutes. So
okay, we're only seeing the, put it back, I guess, to where it was, because we're seeing the top of the. Just
what do you see now, Cheryl?
Well, I'm just seeing. I don't know if everybody else is, but okay, there it is. Now we have you guys. Okay.
Oh, there's a delay, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
There's probably a delay from the video feed. Okay, so that's it. Oh, that's it. We just we wrapped the design. So the great thing about these mugs is that there is no taper to this particular one. So there's no what's it called? It's not a taper. Is it a taper? I don't know. There's no curvature to the pattern, so it's just straight up and down, top to bottom. Show them the back.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, super cute. There you go. Like you can't even see. You can just barely see. And then the slide top lid, which I absolutely love. Super cool.
Okay, so now it makes me want to try. I want to go measure from top to bottom my Breville. So while you guys are doing your thing.
So one of the things that I looked at when I was looking at this oven was I knew that we were getting these in, and I knew that these were going to be too tall for our other oven. So David and I went to Walmart, I grabbed a mug that was similar, and we literally just started sticking mugs into ovens.
Okay,
into
so what's the height of that?
Does it have a ruler here?
Oh, I do.
Oh, I actually have that pattern. Well, I mean, I have that type of pattern, like a tire pattern. That's cool.
It's 10 inches tall.
So you got an effective working space of 10 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this mug is like a little under 8.
Okay, so and mine, the height of it is 8 inches.
Yeah. So yeah,
this is a 10-inch height.
But there's no reason that you couldn't put it on its side and cook it.
Well, obviously you could, but if you can keep things vertical, obviously you can stack more in there.
Right, of course.
You've got there. Our concern has always been about even heat, and so if you put a lot of something like this, are you really getting even heat? And this oven has a little bit slower fan, not quite as good at air conduction. So, at any rate, it is what it is. But Sprite has, sort of made it work.
Well, and I've talked to a few customers that have this exact same oven. I know Miriam has one, and she doesn't have any issues with it. I know a couple other people that have them, and it works really well. I saw a woman try to do 20 shot glasses at one time in this oven, and that didn't work. But they were crammed in there. So, and I could see where that wouldn't work. You don't want to overpack any oven.
Could she have just gone longer, I wonder?
Well, it was because the ones that were closer to the elements were getting hotter than the ones in the interior. So, but you never want to pack an oven
because she was
stuff.
going to the extremes of the oven.
Because she said she was doing 4 at one time and getting great results, and she decided to up it, and she upped it by a lot. So, but she was doing 4.
Though, if you could, sort of keep them in the center, but sort of stack them somehow, if that would work. It's a matter of just how the heat pattern is.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, the convection fan could be a little more powerful, but it works. It's $75. For $75, that's 4 mugs. And then now you've made your money back. So, yeah. Okay.
So we're almost, but again, and we have a few more surprise pieces of drinkware to come out.
Okay, so David, they would like to see the seam on that that glass again.
That's the back seam. So you can see right here where all you can see is where the pattern meets. Yeah. So looks really nice. And that's the same on all of these. So let's see. Yeah. So there's the seam on that one.
So, in a relatively short time, we've really upped the game. With great products. I mean, just a very impressive jump in what can be accomplished and in the quality. And of course, color, has always looked good, so.
All right, I'm almost there. Almost done. So my favorite thing about the Subler shrink is that once your mug is done, once your product is done, because you can see the gas start to sublimate through the Subler shrink a little bit. Yeah.
So I wonder if we need to take an easy bake oven to Atlanta.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive. Wait, spoiler alert. Yes, we do. So I didn't tell you that.
Can't travel without a little oven.
How am I supposed to cook my weird meals?
We need to cook our grits in the oven,
That's right. How else do you cook them? That's what I was trying not to do, is burn myself. Okay. One and done, just like that.
You're off the camera.
Push it towards the center.
Yep. I'm gonna let me change gloves. Try to stop the heat. All right, there we go.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And then this is the back seam right here.
Wow.
Yeah. Full top to bottom imaging.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, really, really cute. And then you've got the slide lock lid. And then also the straw, just like that. I would love that as a gift. Absolutely love that as a gift. Hint, hint.
Beautiful pattern.
Oh, thank you so much.
But
is that your design, Sprite?
What do you mean? No, did I design that? No, I did not design that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, right. I designed the diamond plate pattern, but not that one. I stole that off the internet. Well, I bought it. I bought it from iStock for a lot of money. So.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, yeah. So Buddy's asking what's the trick on getting a straight seam?
What's the trick on getting a straight seam? Just make sure your paper's cut well. Really. I mean,
because it's perfectly cylinder, so it's not, you don't have the curves and stuff, so it should be relatively easy,
right,
to achieve that. Line up the paper correctly and you should be good to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
So if your paper is cut correctly, then it's just a matter of align and shrink, line, tape, and shrink.
Yeah, perfect.
You're not going to have trouble with paper movement in general. So
yeah, you just make sure you tape it all the way up and down the seam, and you're good to go. You're good to go.
We do recommend our what do we call that tape?
Premium gold tape.
As
tape. That's really good, David. What do we call that tape?
Yeah, and what an exciting name! I'll have to think of.
You should sit in on some of our marketing meetings. They're fabulous.
Premium gold.
Premium.
But at any rate, because you're sublimating obviously directly into the tape, heat-wise. So
right.
The flask.
Oh yeah.
So
I love the flask.
Flask is also done with the Sublishrink.
That's right. And we've got a special size Sublishrink just for the flask.
So we've continued to bring out mega different sizes of Sublishrink as we, figure out products to use it with. So easy to do. You can only really effectively do one side of the flask until Sprite, of course, figures out how to do the other side. So far, just a, single product. So.
Hey, Buddy, I wanted to tell you that I don't think you're in my group, and I'm posting a picture. You had asked to see the difference in the line. So make sure that you join, unless you're in there under a different name. Sublimation for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group. And I'll show you guys this in a minute. That's cool. That's really cool.
Well, Sprite, thank you.
Yes, as always. Thank you.
Until next time. Good job.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye. Take care. So, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this for a second. So I love the linen products, and I think, they're absolutely beautiful. So
Thanks, Sprite.
I did this. I don't know what this was sent. You know, it was in the bundle, David. Do you know what that? It was just a
Maybe just a
piece.
small placemat.
Okay. So anyway, I used it, and of course, I had, you know, I had the print, you know, the whatever the paper line on there, and as you can see, it's not there now. And the reason is because, of course, my little tip that I use all the time. So, David, I would like to talk about the different sublimation papers. And you sent me some jet coal to try out. Well, I happen to like it, guys. I do. I think it's cool. But just as a reminder of, you know, we were trying just regular paper and stuff. So I'm going to try now with the jet coal. But before I do that, I want to talk about this. Do you guys still sell these, David? Do you sell these test kits? I love these things. So they come with hardboard. I don't know how many, but maybe, I don't know, like 20 of them, 15 of them, and also the FRP. And they come in with metal. And the thing that I love about this is if you have a design, or if you're trying something for the first time and you want to make sure of the colors, this is so perfect. You just grab one of these, whatever you're going to be pressing on, it is fabulous. And I love it. And I mean, almost from the beginning, I've used these things and I just love it. So today we're going to test on this instead of using, you know, good substrates. So what is your tip, Cheryl? Oh, my pressing tip is to, instead of getting the lines, because, you know, we get the lines. Unfortunately, I pressed this. I took pictures. Actually, well, let me see if I can show you a picture of it. Because I took a picture. I wanted people to be able to see. Cancel. Okay, let me get into my pictures.
So as you're pulling it up, you may speak a little bit about the paper, or okay.
All right, I don't know if they can see it. Can you see that? Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can see the line. So there's the line right there. And then you can see right now there is no line. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but there's no line.
No line.
Yeah, there's no line. And it's so cool because, so Buddy, come and join the group. So what I do, Teresa, is while it's hot, I take a fresh piece of parchment paper. I turn my heat press one notch and I press it for like 5 to 6 seconds. I pick it up, but you know, I open it up. But now let me say this. I use a full, you know, like the full sheet. I'm making sure that this is completely covered when I press it. And again, I turn it one notch for 5 seconds. And I mean, they're gone. They just go. And it works every single time.
Cool.
Okay,
Good
I
job.
could only see you holding up the phone to the screen. I'm sorry. I'm in your group under a different name. Okay, buddy. Okay, so I was going to
nonetheless, you've got a crease, and your method allows you to eliminate the crease. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Especially when you told me it couldn't be done, David.
Well, frequently I'm wrong, and
not frequently, but you know, I like being able to prove things work. And so, you know, because it's hard to sell something when it's got a crease in it. whether it's a vapor shirt or, I don't want to sell that. So I had to find a way around that, and I did. So, and I love it, and I love that
by the
linen.
way, Sandy is going to ship you today some of the new garden flags. So
I'm so
there
excited.
are the linen garden flags. They're double-sided, so they're the double ply kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very attractive, of course, easy product to sublimate. Two sizes, so.
Yes. And I just got my, I was panicking the other day because I thought my SG400 was saying it was low ink and it wouldn't print for whatever reason, just wasn't printing. And anyway, so, and I've had the SG800, I've had the 7100, and I've had low ink and I've always been able to print on it. Well, I couldn't print on this, and so I called Sandy. I need ink, So anyway, I got her to do a 2-day whatever it was priority, and I got it today. And I was talking to David. I'm like, so what? I can't now do low ink, and he said, no, you can. And so apparently it through the laptop. Maybe you can explain it better, David.
So this is one of those kind of things where a wise person will ask for help instead of taking their head and beating it against the table or a window or a wall.
Wait, are you saying that about me?
No, you were wise. You called for help.
Okay.
So bottom line is for people's laptops, when you're disconnecting your printers, often the laptop can think that the printer is really not connected, and it takes the printer offline so that you can keep printing. Then when you connect your printer, the jobs are sent to the printer. And so once it's offline, so to speak, you depending on a Mac or PC, you go back into the printer folder and you tell it. In the case of Mac, you just say resume printing, and that's all there is to it. So often the issue will have nothing to do with the computer, but nothing to do with the printer, everything to do with the computer. And more, this particular thing happens to people because the computers are sort of set up for energy saver, and they'll go to sleep when you don't use them. And often when they wake up, it doesn't think that the printer is attached because the printer also goes to sleep and things just don't wake up. So the quick fix is to, sort of unplug the USB connector, count to 5, plug it in, and that's going to wake up everything. But in Cheryl's case, she actually had to go to the printer folder, go to that printer and say, resume printing.
Right. And what was weird is that I had just finished printing, so it wasn't like it had gone to sleep. It didn't appear like it had gone to sleep. And anyway, so let's talk about these papers because I'm getting ready to press. I'm going to press the Jet Coal. I'm getting ready to press the Dytrans and the Textar print. And I do want to answer Teresa's question. So she asked me, was the paper just not big enough to begin with? So I'll show you the paper, Teresa. So this was my transfer, and because I had a bunch of designs on this, so this was my transfer right here. So it pressed into the top of this, and so it made that crease there, and then on the bottom. But again, as you can tell, there is no crease at all now. So, which again, I couldn't sell something that had a crease on it like that.
Yeah,
So,
we would certainly recommend, if at all possible, that your transfer be bigger than your substrate. Um, we don't recommend that you go trimming things because sublimation doesn't need to be trimmed.
right.
Um, so,
Here is so I had a bunch of designs on it. So that's why I was,
yeah.
but anyway.
So yeah, it's just usually you want to make your transfers bigger than the substrate. Don't trim. Um, because there are certain things that can happen that would be bad. So
That would be bad.
yeah, for instance, if you're doing it the Condi way to a piece of metal,
Oh,
we
yeah.
strongly recommend you use polypoplin on top to
Yes.
wick the moisture away. If you've trimmed your transfer, then if there's some stray ink that has gotten on the polypoplin, it's going into the metal. So again,
Yeah.
just would prefer to make the print bigger than the substrate and not trim.
Yeah. Well, leave it to me.
So you
But
want to
I
talk
I would
about,
not I would not do that on metal. I can definitely tell you
yeah,
that when I wouldn't do it with metal.
yeah.
But let
So
me just talk about this jet coal for a second. So this is supposed to release faster and in less time. It's only 30 seconds versus 60 seconds. So I'm going to do that right now along with these three. And David, if you want to talk about,
yeah,
the Texar
so
print.
why do we use sublimation paper? And the reason is because we need to carry the ink from the printer to the heat press. So we don't yet have where we direct print on many substrates. The easy subli vinyl is an example that you can direct print on, and then you hit it with heat after drying it. But for the most part, we print on paper, then we take it to the heat press and transfer. So there has always been, what innovations, how can we make sublimation paper, better? And we officially call sublimation paper sublimation release paper because it's not transfer paper. It's not really what we would call an active ingredient. So what we're after on a paper is that it handles the heat of sublimation because, we do things at high temperatures. Number two is that it keeps the dots sharp so you get really good sharp transfers. And then number three is that it lets go of the ink because the ink literally turns into a gas, and then that gas seeks a new home. So the question has always been, how do you do that the best? And there are different strategies. But the folks, why are you smiling there?
Oh, because Lisa says she loves my top. So thank you, Lisa.
Right. So the company that literally invented sublimation release paper is a company in the Netherlands called Koldenhof, and jet coal is paper manufactured by them. And they finally brought out a jet coal for we'll call them for desktop sublimation. I'm trying to remember the initials. I apologize. Mine is a little tired today. Been a great but busy day. HTN or something. Look it up, Cheryl. Tell me what the initials are. But at any rate,
of what? I'm sorry.
of the jet coal paper, it has some initials.
Okay, so let
But at
me.
any rate,
I can
so
go
this
look
jet
at it.
coal paper is really a very late entry into the desktop world,
It says
especially focusing
DHS.
what?
DHS.
DHS. I need to just write that down and remember it. So this is a late entry by the people, of course, that invented it. They have some excellent fabric papers that are used for large format sublimation. And I worked with them for a couple of years on this. And now it's out. You can buy it. And they've made some interesting claims that we're still trying to understand and explore. But the bottom line is we've started easing into using this paper for a number of substrates, and we're very impressed. And
Okay,
so,
so here's my result. This is the jet coal. This is the Textar print, and this is the dye trans. And I would say this is for 30 seconds. So I'm going to do another one now, and I'm going to do it because I think that on this sheet, it probably 30 seconds is probably all you need anyway. Would you agree with that, David?
yeah, it can certainly be that way. Because soft substrates like fabrics tend to be very hungry for the inks and will take them quickly.
Right.
Slate, for example, is going to take a while to heat up. Glass take a while. So acrylic, it depends on. But bottom line is this: that I am very favorably impressed with the jet coal paper.
As am I.
And even if it doesn't save you any time, it's certainly looking good. And over the years, maybe next year, it may be essentially with the jet coal paper and our dye trans paper. Those are the two go-tos. And so we'll see. We've certainly again played with it. We have not had the same, I guess, success at reducing our times because we're ultra critical. So black is the last color to sublimate, and so you can get good colors, but ultimately, you can't judge your time on getting a good blue. You have to judge your time really on a worst case scenario where you got lots of blacks.
Well, I know, but I want to try it because okay, so let's see. Hard to see the difference, right? I agree. Sorry, thought you were pressing the square thing.
And in addition, you have another syndrome real quick, and that is heat presses cycle up and down in time. So if you're hitting it, with bare minimal time, you're in for trouble because there will reach a point where you put something in the press is now cycled to its coolest spot, the heater's going to turn and come up. So in the rules of sublimation, I always tell people we're going to need to press a little bit longer than what we think.
All right, well, I'm still going to test it, and I'm going to do this one 30 seconds. It's on a piece of metal. I'm going to use all 3 pieces of paper. And
good deal.
Let's see. Yeah, let's just
And the fair test with these papers is always print them exactly the same. If you change any of your settings from one paper to the other, Cheryl asked me to watch a video, and in that video, he changes the way he prints. And I'm going like, well, that's not exactly fair. So you want to. The first rule in testing or troubleshooting is only change one thing at a time.
Right, right.
So, but bottom line is, I like the paper.
Yeah, I do. I do as well. And well, I got to pay attention to this. 30 seconds goes
we're selling this paper now. It's very reasonably priced, I think, and I would certainly recommend people test it. Again, we're conservative in our claims, and so stay tuned.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to get my gloves on here, but
one of the things I like about the jet coal paper that I didn't know I would like, is the paper has lines on the back of it, and
yes, I do like that.
And so it allows you some interesting quick alignment tools that we didn't have before. So how'd that turn out?
Well, honestly, I mean, they all look pretty much, they all look pretty good. I mean, if you look at them, they all look, you don't see much difference, really. And that was for 32 seconds because I was a little late on getting it.
So again,
But
it's one of those kind of things where, for instance, let's say you press something for 30 seconds. Well,
right.
how long does it take you to get it out of the press and remove the transfer? Well, during that time, you're still cooking it. It's still sublimating at that time. It may not be doing it with the same pressure, of course, but it is taped to the substrate. So bottom line is, in the sublimation world, it's a little bit more complex to test things than certainly it first appears.
I think it's I'm going to press more things. I'm going to press other things. I wanted to try it with this paper, but I also printed out my Santa. So, and I'm going to do, I hate wasting designs, but okay, but I have, all right, so going to do all three of these. So, and like I said, I hate to waste pretty designs on testing, but I'm going to. Okay, so this is going to be the jet coal. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see. This is the dye trans. But I do want to know, David, and I'm sure that you can speak to this, but clearly you can tell a difference in, at least I can, the difference in the colors as they are printed out. And then this is that's the Textar print.
So how would you describe the difference in color that you see on the paper?
Okay, so this is, so I would say that the dye trans and the Textar print, I would say that the dye trans looks more vibrant than the rest of them. And then I would say the next would be the Textar print, and then the one that looks like it almost soaked more into the paper, and so it's a little more muted, is the jet coal. So maybe you can speak to that, because I can't.
Again, I'm not sure I can, but ultimately press them, and that's going to tell you the results. But there are different strategies with these paper companies that they use to do the best job with sublimation, and they are different approaches,
Yeah.
So, the folks at Coldenhoff that make the jet coal, they have some awesome technology with trying to keep that ink very close to the surface of the paper, at the same time trying to keep it sharp. And then that's going to be used to really let go of that ink. And they believe that their technology allows the ink to sublimate faster. So, the ink reaches a certain temperature that it begins to turn into a gas. And so the quicker that happens, obviously, the faster the sublimation process can begin. So,
okay, so I'm going to do the jet coal. I'm sorry. I'm going to do the jet coal at the 30 seconds. I'm going to do the other two at like 45 seconds. So
bottom line is, typical sublimator probably don't need to really concern yourself too much with this minutia, this close to the physics, but people like me, we love this kind of stuff. And but ultimately,
I do think, David, I'm sorry, I do think that if you can save 30 seconds when you're pressing, that's huge, because what you could do in a minute, you could now do 2 in a minute,
and certainly there's absolutely truth to what you're saying. In the early days of sublimation, the printers were slower, And so bottom line is today, the printer is going to outrun the press. And so you're 100% right. If you can do things faster at the press, and usually you do it faster by ganging up, pressing more to it, that kind of thing. And so these are certainly interesting innovations with helping you reduce your press time. I'm not so convinced that you can take this to the bank yet.
Okay, well, we're gonna just keep. I mean, again, this is the stuff I love. I love testing stuff. I want to, if this does. I mean, so far, I'm loving it. I really am. This is really beautiful.
And also,
Okay.
it, of course, helps to have a good press. So
Yeah.
I think if you're using the George Knight DK20S, that's a
Of course I
flamethrower.
am.
The people that were here before, they were using another brand of heat press, and I think they do pretty much only slates, from what I could gather. And when they went to the George Knight, they obviously had to adjust their times downward because the George Knight is going to put out a lot more heat than any press that I've ever come across. So again, it's not the temperature, it's not exactly the time that sublimates, it's the heat.
Okay, so okay. Let me just
By the way, has anybody posted a great name for our new drinkware? I'd love to give somebody $100.
Okay. What are the testers called? They are the assorted Unisub test kit. But
Yeah.
when I looked online, I only saw a 6x6 instead of a 4x4.
Let me just, I will do my best to see if I can find the part number for that.
All right, so before I forget, okay, so this is Dytrans. This is TextR. I hope you guys find this helpful. I do. Okay, Lisa says Condi Coolers. Trisha says Mega Mug. Hex Cold Mug Slim Cool. Condi Class Act. Okay, so here is the TextR print and the Dytrans side by side. Whoops. Can you see? And then this is the jet coal. Now, I got to tell you, whoops, just by, visually looking, I think that the jet coal is more vibrant on this. Well, it's kind of hard to, I got to tell you, I think it is. Let me get in the light. But I do think that it's more vibrant.
I was going to mention for people that, some of the folks that get into this, I carry in my bag that I, wheel back and forth from home and I take to trade shows. I carry a small, what I call a spectrophotometer. I think it's technically just a colorimeter, but it allows me to measure color, and you can also measure density. So instead of relying on your eyes, instead of relying on your lighting conditions, you can use this kind of thing, and it is super cool. And I believe it's called like Color Muse, M-U-S-E, and it is just the cutest little thing. Somebody look it up to make sure I got it right, but it connects to your phone. You got one. There we go.
Okay.
So it connects to your phone, and you use it to measure color. And so if you really want to know,
let's find out.
Other, put it on there, run the little app, and it's going to give you the color values. And it's for almost no money. It is really sophisticated.
Yeah,
so
I agree, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
It'll give you what's called the LAB values, and
What's the app again? I'm sorry. What's the app on that, David?
like Color Muse, seems like.
That's on the phone. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So,
Okay,
so
so
in
it's
terms
loading.
of color space, without getting off the road even further here, the L would be the value to look at as you measure color.
Okay, so what am I doing here?
So what you would do is you first turn it on, and then then it'll ask you to do the white point test, which is the little cap that's on it, and then you can begin to measure. Now, in real life, why do people buy these? They buy it to identify paint. So if you put it on your wall, do the thing, it'll tell you what Benjamin Moore paint is on your wall. So, that's pretty
I'm having a
remarkable.
hard time putting it on for some reason.
So you hold down.
There it is. There it is. There it is. I got it. Okay, so now calibrate. Okay, calibrate. All right.
So lots of toys.
Okay, so it says calibrate device.
Yep, you need to put the cap on. It has a little white point cap.
Calibrate. Okay, but it keeps telling me it's failing. Okay, so then I got to take it off. So you put it on, calibrate, and then you twist off the cap, right?
Well, after it returns that it's okay.
Remove the cap. Okay. It's just okay. Remove the calibration cap. Okay. All right. It's not calibrating. It just keeps going back and forth. So sorry, guys. Okay. So let's see. This message is okay. Slim sub mugs. I need one of those. Okay. Yeah, they're cool. I got it on Amazon.
And it's very inexpensive.
It is. I think it was like $50 or something.
It's mainly used for telling you what paint to buy. And so I take it pretty much everybody needs something like that, because we all get into a point where we're not sure what paint. But it also allows us to do a darn good job with pretty much finding a color. And if you're using the SpectraFusion color profiles, then by entering that LAB value or RGB value, you're able to get in the ballpark with matching a color. My approach, though, to color management or to picking a color is print the darn color chart, sublimate it, find the color that matches. So this approach sort of goes against that, but we have darn good profiles, and so if you want to do sort of Hail Mary, roll the dice, this would be the approach. But if you're doing measurements like this where you're comparing multiple substrates or multiple different ways of printing or multiple papers, then it's going to nail it. It's going to give you the information that maybe
it's been
your
so long
eyes.
since I've used this that I forgot how to use it.
So okay, understood. You turn it on first, the light blinks, you calibrate, and then you go to measure.
Okay, so I did that, but it's not. Do I put the blue light back on or no?
So yeah, you would hold it down till it starts blinking, and then go to your app and calibrate.
Okay, now it says scan. Okay, got it. Okay, so all right, scan that one. Okay, now I'll scan this one.
Well, you gotta, when you scan that first one, see what the values are.
I am.
Okay.
And then I'm going to scan this one.
So now the device presents values in a couple of different ways, which is really, really good.
Interesting.
And LAB is the color space that is sort of behind the curtain. So it's the best universal color space. You know, CMYK versus RGB, LAB is the best. No one pretty much designs in LAB, but that would be the way to do it. But the value we're after from a density point of view is that L.
Okay.
But you know, whatever you want to use is good. If you're measuring a black, then RGB is good, because the lower the numbers are for black, that means the better it did. So a perfect black, in theory, would be, of course, RGB 000.
Okay, so I have black on the tires. If I can pinpoint the tires. Let's see if I can do it.
So I think it's called Color Muse, and it may be $79 or something like that. And as I say, I like it, you know.
Yeah, it's not giving me it's giving me different colors, so I can't get close enough to the black to make a difference, I guess. But so the Techstar print was the furthest off, but then again, I really can't compare, because I don't know exactly if I was looking at each one equally. So we're gonna skip that, and Condi keeps it cool, Cups.
So, you know, thank you first for everybody coming up with these names. I'm looking for something that is not an industry name, that would be like, you know, you think about, you know, a name that's sort of exciting. Could be Iceberg. We use Mako. We've used street names before with our products, like Jubilee. So something that would play well inside
The
the
tubular
retail
tumbler. How about that?
Huh?
The tubular tumbler.
Possibility, sure. Sure.
So 80s. Okay, slim sub mugs. Okay, mega sub mugs. Love this task. More scientific than opinionated. Yeah, so I think it's interesting from the standpoint that this was done for 30 seconds. This was done for 30 seconds. This was done for 60 seconds. And you're hard pressed to really to see a difference. And if I had to pick one of, you know, that had the most vibrancy, I would have to say the jet call.
And in theory, that's what is supposed to happen. That paper has really new technology behind it, and as say, it's just one of those things that as we test more, as we put it on more substrate, more conditions, you know, ultimately we'll see. But it also goes to show that the state of the industry now, with you know, all the papers, you know, really we're in a good situation. You know, one of the things that throw in a little bit of a Condi commercial here, and that is that forgot to mention that our SG800s are on sale, and you know that those printers use an amazingly good ink. It's called Sublimation HD, and really a very modern ink. with awesome color, like and that's how you printed yours, I guess. And we decided, based on some conversations with our clients, that we have a lot of folks that try to get into the Christmas season. They try to producing products, and they really are not prepared for success. They're not prepared for the kind of volumes. And so, especially for folks that may have a smaller printer and say, well, I'm going to pass on a bigger printer. It's just a little bit too much for my budget. I made the decision, and interestingly enough, I made the decision while I was standing there at the trade show in Long Beach. I made it the second day, which is just, call it weird timing. And I said, let's put a sale on. Let's bring down the price of the SG800 to a price that has never been at before, so that people can prepare for success, so they can be able to make the switch to a bigger printer. Some people obviously have a non-Ricoh or non-Sawgrass printer, and
yes, and you texted me from the show, and you told me, which was amazing. And I'm like, this probably is like the worst time ever, but let's do it.
So at any rate, so in order to tell you the price, I can't tell you the price because our great friends at Sawgrass and other vendors have what they call a MAP policy. Basically, it means that if we sell for less than what the official price is, we can't tell you. And so the way
if you will private message me, they not only brought down the price, but you guys get the goodies and you get a $50 gift certificate. I mean, it's so awesome. So just text me. I'll get you the info. I know that there are printers flying off the shelf because I think the lowest that, well, I guess we better not even talk about it, but it's lower than it was when it first came out, for sure. And I don't think it's been lower than that. I don't like
not telling you the price. It's sort of un-American not to tell you the price, but it's just part of how things work today. There are other companies, like we sell, for instance, the big Epson printers, and their policies are even more defined and stricter. Sawgrass, great company, but when we do sort of break from the pack, so to speak, when we're doing things that are very aggressive like this, then ultimately, and so Cheryl can help you with it. Her bundles are also provide extra value compared to just simply going to our website and buying it. And so that's the value that she brings to the table, our partnership. So if you need an 800, if it's something that would help you make money, then I don't think there's going to be a time. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, or I'll say this, my crystal ball doesn't work so well. And take advantage of these specials. I think we'll probably run them a relatively short time left, but hey, who knows? And that's one of the things about predicting the future. I certainly don't have a good way to do that, but I can tell you that the cost on an 800 is quite good.
Okay, so here's my ho. Yeah, well, it's the linen, it's just simply amazing. So if you guys don't have the linen, you need to get this linen. It is, first off.
I love the bow. I love the bow. That's my favorite part. And obviously that's not part of it. That's the value you've added through your design.
But, the thing about it is, one of the things that I love to do, I love to go shopping at like vintage stores and home decor stores, like little towns, and go in their stores, and you see the cutest pillows. Well, to me, if you and I'm telling you now, most of them are sublimated. Most of them, they don't feel this good. There is such a quality to this. I don't know if you guys have all tried this, but if you haven't, you got to get a hold of it,
The
because
sewing is exquisite. Every
it will
part of it
convince you.
is just a top-notch product, and we worked very hard, and they are just absolutely awesome.
They are
By the way,
awesome. They
I remember
really are.
I remember seeing a in the paper, Sunday paper, a little cartoon one day, and it was you could see it was a room in a house, but the room in the house had sort of imploded. It just sort of that, and the caption was, "One too many country decorating accessories," and so around here, every home in Mobile has those beautiful keepsakes that really are just taken for granted. And I think more and more, those kind of stores that you could buy those are not around anymore. It gets harder and harder to find what I would call, like Cheryl said, the vintage keepsakes. And you can.
They're not necessarily vintage, but they're they have the look of vintage.
They have the look of it.
Yeah, and they're just it's like the old hometown. They're really cool. So Janice wants to know if this is going to continue. Are you going to have specials at the summit? That's really the bottom.
I would say that is to me one of those kind of questions was, of course, we're going to have specials for the summit. Now, are we going to have a better deal on an 800? I don't think so. So, I think this is going to be the best deal that I could ever think about. But again, there's no telling what the future holds tomorrow, next week, and for the summit. But are we going to have specials for the summit? Yes. We're doing our part with bringing myself and Sprite for education. We're bringing our part to bring a couple of our great Condi reps, and we're going to be exhibiting. And I know other great companies will be there, and certainly, we're here to be the best. I didn't wake up, not to be the best in the sublimation world.
That's right.
So thank you for that softball kind of question. So I hope I caught the ball and threw it back. Yes, we're going to have great specials.
Yeah, well, yeah, and again, I think Janice, you are signed up for it, but there's over $10,000 in prizes. That's going to be, and we're looking at auctioning off David. Well, not auctioning him off, but
I'm not quite got my hands around. I'm not quite, sort of.
No, we're gonna do it. He's gonna have. You can have like lunch with him on Saturday or something. Well, we're gonna come up with something really fun.
Certainly want to thank the folks that are supportive of the Sublimation Summit. And so, whatever I can do, certainly I stand ready.
Okay, so Tammy says she bids 2 pimento cheese sandwiches for David.
That's probably all that I'm worth. If that.
Okay, so let me see. I'm missing.
I think Sprite would be a better auction kind of thing there with her great artwork and that. But I'm happy to do what I can to help folks.
Okay, so she says, thank you for that. That bump in price sealed my decision. I ordered it Monday and it arrived Wednesday. Yeah, well, you know what? Truth, Sandra, is it is a deal like no deal. It is truly out there.
And
I told somebody yesterday or today, whenever it was, all my days run together. But I said to them, they said, well, would it be okay for me to wait to go through the training first on the 400 at the summit? And I said, absolutely. But I would tell you that if you were thinking about an 800, don't wait, because the truth is, I can't imagine that it's going to be a better price ever.
And
even
only caution I would say, and this is the purpose of my first class, isn't it, Cheryl?
Yes.
Is get you to take the printer out of the box and start making money with it. The printer is not going to make money, in the box. And so my little devotional this morning was a story about a guy who was stranded in a boat in the middle of nowhere, and he kept praying to God to save him. And so the first boat came up and said, we're here, we'll save you. And he says, oh no, I'm waiting. And the second boat came up and said, I'm waiting. And the third boat said, can we help save you? And the guy died. He said he was waiting
for a miracle
by God, and he went to heaven, and God says, what's the deal here? I tried to send you help 3 times and you wouldn't take it, and anyway, that was the general part of the story. But you gotta do your part, and your part is take the printer out of the box, get it set up, start making mistakes, start creating your wall of shame, and that's how we all learn.
But here's the but. If I would totally recommend going to the summit. You will get hands-on. You will learn. I think you're going to learn from the best of the best. I don't think that there's anybody better then that's going to be at the summit. I really don't. I can't. I seriously, we have some of the very, very best, and David being one of them. And he's going to be doing a hands-on class, and I hope you guys attend that, because it's going to be a phenomenal class.
There's the pressure's on for me to up my game with all these great folks coming. So
it's true.
Brings out the best in all of us, and but I think it's a great networking opportunity for you. Obviously, there's many great companies that are going to be there, including us, and so it's just something that we've not been part of before. This is really a unique kind of experience, and
I want to say this too, David, about that is I've had vendors contact me, or should I say the manufacturers contact me to be a part of it. I mean, that's how I think unique this is. And as I've said before, no matter how many Sublimation summits we have, there will never be another first one. So this is a special one. And I really hope that all of you can attend, because it's definitely going to be a game changer in the industry. I really do believe that. I don't believe that anybody, including David, would be a part of it if they didn't think that it was something different than what's already out there.
Yeah, and I want my pimento cheese sandwich, so we got to figure out a way to get that. So, I'm not sure.
That's going to be interesting too.
I'm willing to try it. How about that?
Okay, so all right. So the other thing is that we're working on, David. How late are you at, or how good are you at staying up late and getting up early?
I'm good at getting up early. I'm not so good at staying up late.
I'm not either, but we're looking at something for Friday night, so we have to So we have to make sure that we get plenty of rest the night before if we can. So anyway, this is so great. Thank you so much. And so right now, I just want to say in conclusion of this that I'm impressed with the jet call. But as David also said, the black is the real tester. So that will be, I will test it because I do want to know.
Yeah, we'll be,
I'm
by the way, we're
impressed.
using at the summit, we'll be operating the Condi kiosk so we can print from your cell phone, so to speak. And
Cool.
we're using the jet coal paper in our, we print using an SG400. We're maxed out on trays. Believe it or not, for folks that really want to take advantage of these printers, you can add extra trays. So in 800, you need to buy the bypass tray because it allows you to print wider.
13 by 21.
Buy more trays underneath. So our 400 actually has 4 paper sources, 3 trays on the front, and then the bypass tray on the back. And what we can do is we can then choose the right size paper for the item we're going to sublimate.
Janice says we need to call the party like a vendor.
Party like a vendor?
Party like a vendor.
Okay.
We really do have some awesome people coming, you guys. You're not going to want to miss this. I promise you're not going to want to miss this. I'm talking to a photographer right now about coming and just taking photographs and videographer, and we have to capture this if we can, because it's the beginning of some pretty awesome things.
I guess I can't continue to be part of the witness protection program.
You cannot. You cannot, David. I mean, you are going to be in trouble. They're going to all know you there. That's it. Oh my gosh, this is too much fun. Okay, so did we find a winner for any of these? Should I go through them?
I haven't heard the winning name yet, so I'm still listening. Maybe submit some to me if you have them.
Maybe I will copy these and send them to you, or you could just peruse through it yourself, because it's hard for me to go through it when you're online.
Yeah.
It's
do what you can. Maybe have Alice look them over if she's with us, and see if she's seen anything that
Well, Alice is the one who said. Well, that's not fair to everybody else, David. You can't do that.
Not for her to pick one, but just look over the entries, see what some of the entries were.
Yeah, I can copy and paste and send them to
I'll
you.
pick them, but again,
Okay.
I'm looking for one that has some excitement, that is not industry related, and you can think some of the other names that other people have used out there, and again, looking for something.
Yeah, I've missed a bunch of them. So the skyscraper tumbler, that's the tubular tumbler.
We're looking for a family name. So it'd be a family name that we could sort of use with these
fire and ice. When you say family name, like what? What do you mean? Like the I don't know, the Dorchesters?
Well, you can think of the Y Company. They've got that Y Company name. But again, so.
How about Freddie? Just kidding. Just kidding. The Y and Freddie, It's the Freddie Cup. Look, I've got mine. I'm hoping to take
excellent quality, very innovative designs. They're unique designs all the way across.
Yeah, that's really cool too. So, yeah, that's really cool.
And there's a couple of more coming that we'll save for another day. So we got a few more, and these are in stock today, shipping. We got a couple of more that will be in stock in a couple of days. So, this is really drinkware that is going to be very exciting kinds of products for Christmas, for the Christmas season. Get them. And
what about stemless wine glasses? Like that are glass. What about those? That have the frost on it.
Always open, but in the sublimation world, I tend to sort of move away from glass that can break. I want something that's pretty going to be pretty rough and tough. It can be shipped. It's going to arrive to you alive. I just tend to have a mental challenge with some of the glass I've seen.
I know, but there's nothing like drinking a glass of wine out of a glass. I'm just saying.
I agree. So ultimately, I'll keep my eyes open for one. Obviously,
but you guys could coat it, David. You guys could coat your own.
We have our coating facility up and running for many years with everything from sandstone to cutting boards to the flat glass, the color light glass, the acrylic, and we've toyed with coating drinkware, and so who knows.
A stemless wine glass would be awesome. Okay, so here's some more names popping up here. Sprite collection. Sprite collection. All right, I'm hoping to take the photography 101 and 102. I might have to use this as my project source to try out my newly learned techniques. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Penguin mug, penguin tumbler, Titan tumblers, the Glacier series, laughing my butt off. I don't think that was part of it. Bear and in the Bare Necessities. Summit series tumbler. Now that's a thought. Tundra tumbler series. How about volcanic ice series? And somebody said something about ice something I saw earlier. Anyway, so I'll do a copy and paste on this stuff and send it to you. How about volcanic ice series? Okay, yes, a stemless wine glass would be most awesome.
Yeah, the
two
volcanic glacier, volcanic ice. Those are interesting concepts. Because could be hot, could be cold.
Well, that's a thought, David. Volcanic ice. That could be. Are those double walled?
That's an interesting question. Sprite's already left the room here, but I believe all of them are double walled.
Okay. Because what a difference it makes. I mean, this is double walled, and I love this because it keeps my ice, literally keeps my ice all day long. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, hot ice Citadel series. Okay, yes. Okay, so all right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys, because it's already 5:44. Wow.
Yep.
So,
well, guys, Cheryl, as always, thank you, and
thank you.
We'll get back together, God willing, next Thursday. Okay.
Yes, sounds wonderful to me. You guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you. Well, we'll see you, I guess, when we see you. Take care until the next time.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.